messages from the Emperor to you, his eager and devoted subjects. First, a minor issue. Well, it's a major issue or a minor issue depending on how you want to look at it. The Emperor wants to apologize, which is the major part, because the Emperor rarely apologizes. But in this case, he wants to apologize to the city of Green Bay. The reason for this is that last night, the John Wayne clan was out in force in Green Bay, and the Emperor consumed the vast majority of the alcohol available at that time. Normally he wouldn't care, but every once in a while, a tiny spark of conscience appears, and he'll do things like that, like say sorry. But in defense of the Emperor, he did choose to do it when it's not football season. There would have been a lot more chaos, and it would have been a lot more horrible if he'd tried doing that during football season when there's a greater demand. But that's just a minor issue. He said sorry, and we can go on, and it's no big deal. Now we have to come to the major issue. We have decided, or I should say the Emperor has decided, that something needs to be done about Easter. Now Easter, of course, is a very significant religious holiday. It's probably the most significant religious holiday. But as you're well aware, the religious aspect of holidays really don't get much attention outside of church or maybe the home. For example, Easter and Christmas are both major religious holidays, but with Christmas, the emphasis is on other aspects, the non-religious aspects. It's not as much talk about the birth of Jesus as Santa Claus and trees and ho 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 and presents and music and everything else. That seems to be the gist. It's very popular. Then there's Halloween, which isn't really a religious holiday at all, but it's also very popular. As for Easter is kind of popular, but even though, considering its religious significance, it's way lower on scale than those others are. And the reason for this is because it's too kiddie-friendly. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with kiddie-friendly holidays. After all, Christmas is and Halloween is. However, Christmas and Halloween also have great appeal to adults. And that's why they are celebrated more often and frequently, is because everybody pretty much likes them. But Easter, it's just not adult-friendly. We've got the Easter bunny, and we've got candy, and we've got brightly colored eggs that he carries around in a little basket. Now, come on, how foo-foo is that? Really? Now, I don't know how much the kids really care about the Easter bunny or anything else. I think they're more concerned about candy, which is understandable. And I suppose finding the brightly colored eggs might be fun to some of the smaller young ones, but that's only going to last so long. So we need to find a way to make that aspect, that's secular aspects of Easter, more popular to the general public. We've been discussing this, and we're of course welcome to suggestions from any other members of the John Wayne clan as well. Is how to make it better. What can we do to make Easter more popular? How can we make it more popular for adults? The one possibility is for the Easter bunny to kind of clean up his image. He's too Mary Poppins. It's just too cutesy. Now, what would help is if the Easter bunny was some sort of ferocious beast who only looked that way, blow us into a false sense of security, and then bite our heads off at every opportunity, literally. And the only way to protect you from him, or to protect us from him, is to offer gifts of booze. Tequila, rum, whiskey, scotch, whatever is around or available. The more expensive, the better. So what can happen is the kids don't want, their parents to have their heads bitten off, or even their own heads bitten off by the Easter bunny. So what they'll do is that they're going to leave behind offerings of booze that they can give to the Easter bunny when he comes to the door. And the kids will want that because in exchange, their parents will be protected and they'll be able to get their candy and stuff. Or maybe we'll have the Easter bunny will leave candy or something else. And maybe like the eggs, the Easter eggs, could be considered a symbolic sign of warning. Like, give me booze or you're going to have your head smashed like this egg. Or something like that. Now that would be cool. I mean, there's a bit of terror in it, but Halloween has that too. And also, maybe we could design like some special costumes that be worn for Easter too, kind of like Halloween, especially for the ladies. Well, maybe for the men that feel free about such things. But anyway, if we put those into effect, if we try to make it a little more adult friendly, and let's face it, the booze thing is going to go over pretty well with the adults. I think we can make Easter a much more celebrated holiday and much more adult friendly and more universally loved instead of just strictly a kiddie day. Well, that's it for this week. The Emperor will be back with more videos very soon, and we thank you for your time.